Hey everyone, welcome back. This evening we are revisiting a British soap that I haven't used for a little while. That is London Oatcake. This one is the English Pear. As I mentioned in the video about 5 or so months ago, there'll be an annotation up here in that video. It is not a bright pear scent that people would expect with the name of the English Pear. There's pear, patchouli, ylang ylang, and I'm forgetting one other one. But it's more of a darker scent. Pear is present, but not in your face. It's not like Pear Burr Shop by Wetshaving. The brush, this is the Simpsons T3, or Simpsons Trafalgar T3. If you can get these at the razor company, because somebody keeps buying them out. I'll have links to like Maggard, this is the razor company, West Coast Shaving, for the T3. It's a phenomenal synthetic brush. Now the razor this evening. This is a razor that I'm very excited to use. It's one that you've seen before. And that is my blue aluminum Dovo. However, this one has some custom scales on it. It's not really popping here, but the scales have a little bit of sparkle to it. There you go, you can see that a little bit there. I'm using the green insert within a Persona blade. And this is just, it's tight, but it's very nicely peened. Now the reason I've been looking forward to this is the person who rescaled this for me is none other than John June. And John makes some phenomenal scales. I've seen some of the stuff that he's done for like Marion and some other people. I know he rescaled a Dovo for my good friend Dave Card. And it was just phenomenal. This blade may be old. I took the insert out of my other Dovo, my silver one, and popped in here because this came in. I got home from work, got the mail. This was in. It's like, ooh, I know what this is. So I instantly I know I had to use this one tonight. The aluminum on this is very lightweight and nimble. The scales just make this beautiful, just phenomenal. Awesome job done. Fantastically done, John. Can't talk tonight. Now, the reason I had to have this razor rescaled is I was traveling with this and the handle broke right here. And a lot of people would say, well, it's just a Dovo. You know, it's an aluminum Dovo with a plastic handle. They're cheap, just buy a new one. And I almost did, but I'm sentimental. This was my very first shavette that I really started shaving with. I got this one because of Dave Card and Jeffrey Smith. I traveled with this razor. It's been to numerous states with me. This is what I used when I was in Alabama for a slingshot tournament. So it's sentimental to me. So So I was talking to my other good friend Marion, and we're talking about getting razors honed, and it's like, yeah, I know I need to get new scales for this. I can send it to a place in California, but do you have them rescale scales the same price as buying a new one? So we worked out an agreement, and he was going to rescale it, but the scales he had ended up breaking, if I remember correctly. He's going to do some black and green scales on this. But I think those broke when he was trying to scale it. Then he mentioned possibility of saying this to John, to have him rescale it, and I jumped at the chance because I've seen John's work and I thought, yes, please. The opportunity to have John June rescale a Dovo for me? Yeah, I'm gonna jump at that. That's just, it just sits beautifully. I love that thing. So, I don't even know how long I haven't had that razor. It's been a little bit. I mean, Marion's gonna do it. I know Marion's a superly crazy busy guy. Wasn't worried about getting it back because I knew Marion was gonna get to it when he had a chance, and he told me he's gonna send it to John over in England. I said, yeah, it's fine. I'd love to see what John does with it. And getting post to and from the UK is not a fast process. I knew that going in, so I didn't even worry about it. I also sent 2 razors for John to hone. And those came as well. If you have not used a John June edge, oh man, you are missing out. His edges are phenomenal. They are sharp, super sharp, but oh so smooth. They're great edges. This blade may be on the way out. Like I said, I don't know how many shades are on this one. I haven't used the silver Dovo in a little bit. The soap is courtesy of Jim over at Jim Shaves. Sorry, Jim Shave. The Dovo, what first got me interested in the Dovo, as I mentioned, was Jeffrey Smith and Dave Card. I was talking to Dave about the various versions of the Dovos. He said this one was his favorite, the plastic handled one, because it was so lightweight and nimble. And I liked it so much, after using this one, I found a good deal on the all metal version. Don't like that as much. And about that one. That one I've had the pin tightened again. It keeps coming loose. I don't care for that as much as this one. This one's my favorite Dovo. And it was before it was rescaled. The rescaling, of course, helped that. But yep, this is absolutely my favorite Dovo now. And if you catch it in the right light, the wedge right here is blue. It's a dark blue. I missed that earlier. But it is, that rescale job is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Thank you, Mary, and thank you, John. One, for returning my favorite Dovo, making it so I could use it again. And for that phenomenal custom scale. Like I said, the Dovo is my very first shavette. That's when I cut my teeth and cut myself on numerous times. This particular one here. But sentimental wise, I love this thing. And like I said, those scales, the thing here is not really doing these justice, but I love those. Blade, not the greatest. I think this blade's almost toast. I love that feedback though. My usual spots are having issues. It's not tugging, and it's not as efficient as I remember the Dovos being. Now with that said, for me, the Dovo is not nearly as good as, say, the Weck. But then again, what is, as far as a shavette? For a blade that uses these, or a handle, a razor that uses the Persona blades, the Weck is by far superior to the Dovo. Especially because with the Dovos now, you can no longer, if you can find these green inserts for the Dovo, get them. Dovo has also discontinued the long blades that they used to have with these. That was about a year or two where they discontinued those. So now if you get the Dovo, you get the insert for a half DE. For me, one of the main selling points on the Dovo was versatility. I think this is the last shave on this blade. It's having a hard time in that hollow here. But I like the versatility of the Dovo because you could use multiple blades or blade types. And that's why I traveled with this one so much, because you could use the longer blade, the Personas, the long Dovo blade snapped in half. The Dovo blades weren't the best, but they worked, and they worked pretty well. Better than half DE, because half DE in this kind of looks like a leather squeegee. But I traveled with this one for the longest time. And then I traveled with the metal handle one for a long time as well. And then I ended up replacing that with an IBC as my travel razor. And like getting super close, that's okay. Don't need super BBS tonight. Not going anywhere tomorrow. I need to press anyone. So we're just going for the DFS today. If I can go with the DFS, that's all I need. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna call that good. So I'm gonna rinse up and all that. I don't have I need to find a splash or something to go with this a little bit, but overall, not a bad shave. Places I could do a little touch up on the off camera, don't need to worry all with that. So anyway, John, Marion, thank you again for this absolutely gorgeous rescale job. There's a little bit of light. I'll try to put some pictures in here somewhere of this in better lighting so you can get an idea of how good this really looks. But thank you. I absolutely love this razor. I loved it beforehand, and this is just that little custom scale work over the top. Absolutely gorgeous stuff. Linden Oat Cake, they are still on hiatus. For my video 5-6 months ago, I said they're on hiatus. They still are. Hopefully they come back. The soap is really good, really slick. Face oil is really good post shave. So anyway, that'll do it for me this evening, guys. Thank you again for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all next time.